Hi, I am upgrading my Raspberry Zero to Raspberry 3B. Reason to upgrade is simply that Raspberry Zero doesn't do well, especially during printing, such as small M3 screw hole where the printer slows down drastically. This also gives me an opportunity to do another all-axis calibration again. First off, I take out the Raspberry Zero that were attached to the back of the IC Rainbow board, and taking it out wasn't easy either. I have to use the back of the tweezer so that I don't damage the back of the IC board. I have some spare mains wire that I'm going to salvage and use it to power up my Raspberry 3 later. At the same time, I also wanted to test out these automatic wires strippers crimping capability against terminal end. I used a lot of my strength, but the wire strippers crimping tool are not suitable to crimp the terminal's end. So I had to use a dedicated one that does the job very well compared to this one. I located the 24 volt power input terminal on the IC Rainbow board, and I slid in the wire that I crimped earlier. Then run it along the channel where the MMU2S wire goes as well. But the channel is simply too narrow to the point that the wires are being pinched, and I had to cut extra plastic off of the IC cover. Unable to cut it off, there's an indented mark, and I just fold it upwards, then I am able to run the wire through the channel as well. I cut the thinnest part on the Raspberry's cover to mount a 40mm fan, and it wasn't easy to cut through and tear this apart until I had to use pliers. The cuttable fan area has 0.4mm thickness, and I printed it using PETG plastic. Be extra careful not to run your knife over your fingers while doing so. The edges are somewhat rough, so I used a deburring tool to chamfer the edge. For the fan, I just secured the fan by using 4 3mm wide cable ties having the air blowing inwards. I have two kinds of buck converter. One is 5V USB and another is adjustable buck converter adjusted to have 12V output for the Raspberry fan. I also throw in some of the quick connectors just in case I am in need of some expansion in the future. I put everything inside just as I planned and secure using screws, 4 on the Raspberry 3, 1 on the power module, then mounted everything on top of the IC's case. At this stage, I ran into a problem where the power module didn't light up upon turning the printer on. It took me another hour to inspect the problem. It turns out that other wire has oxidized somewhere inside the insulator. I took another wire and used a continuity check to see if the wire is okay or not, then crimp it again. I see a red light coming out of the 5V USB buck converter after turning the printer on, and that indicates the wiring are okay without any magic smokes. Even the fan are turning as well.